Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. Today I'm probably going to do a video that's not going to help my standing with YouTube. I'm going to talk about the V. I swore I would never talk about this again, but I was out on my walk this morning and I received a letter from the school, a standard letter that went out to everybody in the school. I'm in Canada. I'm not going to say any specifics, but I'm going to read this letter because it's a new letter that everybody in Canada, or at least in my province, will likely be receiving if I received it because I live in a small town. So it goes like this, and I'm not going to say the word because I guess you can't say, I don't know what you can say and what you can't say. So I'm just going to read what was given to me without saying the word. I'm not going to read specifics like where we are and all that stuff. So this is coming from my county public health. It's regarding the Immunization of School Pupils Act compliance, whatever that means. Okay, so my area's public health is committed to supporting parents, guardians in this area, ensuring their school-aged children are up to date on routine, publicly funded, and meet the requirements of Ontario's of School Pupils Act. So to foster safer schools and communities, public health units maintain and review these records for students attending school within the jurisdiction and enforce a suspension for students with incomplete information who have not received a required unless the student has a valid exemption. So this year, this county's public health is focusing on reviewing the records on file for students in the following age groups. So students, junior kindergarten students, and then students born between these dates. Both student groups have reached milestone age. All right, so they're trying to get the younger kids, right? And their records are being assessed to ensure that they comply with this new act. Action. So now we have an action. Parents and guardians of students in the above listed age groups are asked to check their child's backpack this week for the envelope from public health. So not all students will be sent home with a letter, only those who have missing information from their these records and whose parents, guardian will need to work with public health to get the record up to date and compliant with the ISPA, which is what they call this act. The public health is committed to avoiding as many school suspensions as possible by working diligently with families to get students up to date with their ISPA requirements before the deadline contained in the letters. Additionally, public health is committed to working diligently with families to get students who do not meet the deadline and end up being suspended back to school as soon as possible. Thank you for your prompt attention to this notice. Sincerely, the preventable diseases team of this area's public health. I'm just going to take a breath. I'm just going to take a breath. Okay. So my kids don't actually fall within those dates, but they do fall within their records not being up to date, or them having missing information. So I don't know if I'm going to receive a package or a further letter this week or not, but I mean, I'm literally shaking. I have stored trauma in my body over this issue. So those of you who know my story, will understand why. Those of you who don't can go back and check out my story. But this is something that I'm not in agreement with. I'm definitely not in compliance with, and it's just not going to happen on my watch. So I'm a little bit shaky because I thought we had gotten through this period. I thought restrictions had sort of lifted, things had sort of normalized, and here we are with this new act that basically says people must comply. And I don't know how we got from A to Z. I don't know how we got from like You must have these. You must be up to date. You must comply. You have to, or you're going to be suspended. You won't be allowed in the school system. I knew that this would be coming because I do understand the long-term plan that, you know, has been building and is going on. And I do understand, and I can't talk about it on this channel, but I do understand the agenda that is at play. But my husband and I have talked about it, and he was convinced that it's not coming anytime soon. Like, I can relax because this is going to be a non-issue. Everything's going to go back. It's going to sort of normalize for a while. Now, I know better than that. And I did even say in our conversation, I do believe that this is all going to kind of come up again, all these rules, before December of this year. And here we are with this letter. So I would love to share my thoughts on this, but speaking my mind would also jeopardize this channel. The content would be removed for being harmful, and then the entire channel could get taken down for putting out harmful content. But I will just say, from my own personal feelings and emotions after receiving this letter, I'm going to talk about my feelings and emotions about this letter, which are just simply my feelings inside. So hopefully that will be allowed on here. Sad that this is going to be an issue again. I'm angry, even though these have caused damage and harm to many, many people. And I think I can still pull up the information here from the VAERS reporting system. You know what? I'm not even going to touch this. If you guys want to go look that up, you can look that up. There's been a lot of harm and a lot of death recorded, and many more that has not been recorded. We've also established that these didn't work. We've also established that they didn't work, right? They were supposed to stop the transmission and spread and being able to get it. That did not happen. Not even after all the subsequent Bs. We have uncovered a lot of deception and a lot of hidden truths from the public, from Big Pharma. I don't know if you're allowed to say Big Pharma on here, but from Big Pharma itself, which is a billion-dollar corporation and also the biggest criminal corporation in history. And the reason why I say that is because they have been made to pay the most money in actual recorded criminal fines in all of humanity, which makes them a criminal organization. So I understand wanting to keep people safe, and I understand, you know, washing your hands and taking precautions during cold and flu season. However, having a new act, you know, that has come in through government systems that requires that school-aged children are up to date on routine and any publicly, including the more recent Vs that have not been studied, tested, and proven to be safe and effective, yet we have not established this. Or else they enforce suspension, and I assume more and more suspensions or unwillingness, I'm taking an assumption here, an unwillingness to go ahead and do what you need to get done that is required of you will result in permanent suspension moving forward, unless you have a valid exemption. And we've already established that there are no valid exemptions being given out for the current, more recent Vs that have been are required. And that all these records are now going to be kept and evaluated by public health and scrutinized with this new, what's it called here? ISPA Act. So this is where we are. This is where we are. So I don't know what my path forward is going to be. Homeschooling could be an option. You know, my children like their friends. They like their school. This is what creates tension between communities members, between family members, between friends, between spouses. This is how the system is working to stoke the fuel and create rising tension between each other. And so my feelings are that this isn't going to happen in my family, but I don't know the path yet. And the best option to me at this point is to just feel the anger, feel the sadness, feel the trigger that comes up with me, inside me, and look inside, understand my own feelings, my own traumas, my own feelings and emotions, and heal those. Heal those, because this is just a piece of paper, right? This is just a piece of paper. The feeling is the thing that I need to heal within me. Doesn't necessarily mean comply or do, but heal the feeling that it brings up within me. Heal the tension that it creates inside me. Heal the tension that it creates with the relationships around me. Look at my values, look at my belief systems, understand what the true self, what my true self really feels, what my true self is going to emerge. And, you know, with not reacting and responding with patterns, with old patterns because of my own trauma, but really trying to heal my old traumas so that I can change my beliefs in ways that my true self emerges and can look at the situation with love and can make a decision through the lens of expansion and love. How can I deal with this situation best for me and my family through the lens of growing, healing myself, right? Expanding, becoming a better human, and being able to envelop everyone and everything surrounding this situation with more love. And that is my job. That's not anyone else's job. So this goes along with the video that I put out yesterday. And so we're just building on that today. I was really hoping that these kinds of letters would not be coming this year, but here they are. And so this is reality. This is the feelings it's bringing up in me. This is what I am meant to face. And so we face our own feelings. We face our own traumas. We face our own past. We face our own hurts inside us. We face our own fears and our angers. We face these things so that we can heal them. And healing means growing. Healing means letting go. Healing means forgiving. Healing means growing and expanding as a human being. Okay? Instead of closing down, protecting, defending. How do I deal with the situation as I expand? With love for myself, like with love and self-respect and self-worth for myself, my family, my values, my belief, and the world at large. So that is the goal. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I truly hope they don't take this video down. I don't think I've even said a word or a thing that will result in that, but one never knows these days, unfortunately. And if you did like it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully with a completely different topic.